Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Women of Noble Character. I appreciate you guys so much for the support thus far. Also make sure you subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Instagram at _Women of Noble Character. And if you do follow me, you would know that this video is a little bit different. It's a panel discussion with a few friends of mine, and the topic is, should women make the approach? It's a different type of video, I'm gonna go with this time around and try something a little bit different. And when we do get into the video, you will see my perspective on it and my views, and I hope you guys enjoy and you are informed. But for me personally, I'm gonna just jump right in. For me personally, in my opinion, I would never shoot my shot. I've never shot my shot, and I up to this day will never shoot my shot. Number one, I will tell you why. I have a fear of rejection. I don't like to be rejected. I rather avoid it, period, and never I don't want to be rejected. I don't want, for one, the guy, he might be dating someone, and, I might be like, okay, that's weird, that's awkward, and I feel weird. And then also, a lot of guys can take that as being forward. I'm not a forward person. I would never make that move. I'm not the type to make that type of first move. I'll make first moves in other aspects of any relationship, but not in making the first step and getting to know somebody. It's also opening up to being very vulnerable. And I feel like me being vulnerable isn't something I want to do when I just, meeting someone or saying I'm interested. That's kind of opening up a whole can of worms that I just can't seem to do. Then you have, some men are used to having women throw themselves at them, and I don't want to be added to that statistic because you have some guys who feel like they're used to females approaching them and being like, oh yeah, girls just always come up to me and say something to me, they tell their boys that and stuff like that. I don't want to be part of that statistic. And also, my other problem is a lot of men, they won't shoot their shot. I'm talking about in physical. I'm not talking about sliding the DMs. I'm not talking about sending a text message. I'm talking about you see me out and you don't say anything to me, but you wait until you get on Instagram or you wait till you get behind a phone or computer screen to send a message to me. No, I don't want that type of man, period. So that's a problem. So what I'm gonna ask of you guys, when you're gonna answer, well, your first answer, I'm gonna ask this first question, and you guys could, dive in. The first question is, should a woman shoot her shot? It's a yes or no question. Before you answer, give your name and where you're from, or where you're from and where you currently reside. So I'll start with the ladies. So Kim, you can start. Should a woman shoot her shot? Say your name and where you're from.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly. I am originally from South Carolina, and I am living here in Gallatin now, well, just outside of Nashville. Should a woman shoot her shot? I think yes, she absolutely should.
Okay.
We'll expound on that later.
Okay, Ristina.
Hello, Ristina Gooden. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but currently here in Nashville. And I absolutely believe a woman should shoot her shot.
Okay. Deontae.
I'm Deontae, from Knoxville, Tennessee, but I currently live in Murfreesboro. And should a woman shoot their shot? I say yes. I'm down with it.
Travis.
Yeah, I'm Travis, originally from Nassau, Bahamas, but I'm currently in Norman, Oklahoma. Should a woman shoot her shot? Yes, of course she should.
Okay, Malik.
What's up, everybody? Malik Sweeting here, from Nassau, Bahamas. Currently reside here also. And most definitely, why not?
Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly ask the two ladies real quick. And today, I mean, if you're in a relationship, I mean, obviously, hypothetically speaking, would you currently, like today, shoot your shot with a guy today?
right now in this moment with this lipstick on?
But
You
not
better
this
believe.
moment. I mean, hypothetically, like, if you saw a guy, like, would you shoot your shot?
Absolutely. I sure would.
Would you, Kim?
It really all depends. Like, I'm kind of like you, like I err on the shy side a little bit, but I'm also good at making conversation too. So it's kind of like I start joking a little bit and then I get comfortable and then that's when I'm like, okay, maybe I can just like say something like, I don't know, real slick or whatever, and that'll spark up something. So I probably would today, but I can't.
Yeah. So my whole thing is, aren't men supposed to pursue women?
Okay, I guess I'll start by saying that is a societal norm for men to pursue women. I don't know if that's something that's natural. We were told to pursue women, so yeah.
Yeah, I could go.
Yeah.
My thing is, I feel like anything us as man could do, y'all should be able to do it too. So at the end of the day, yeah, they say man's supposed to pursue women, but that's like an unspoken rule. That's not written down somewhere to say, okay, this is the end all be all. We have to do it. So it don't really matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I agree with both of them. The way society has it set up is, men are supposed to pursue women, but and how I look at it is if you like what you like and you want to go after it, I'd say put your first foot and go for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna add a little twist in here. We have a reverend in the building. Travis is a reverend. So I'm gonna.
Ristina is a reverend too.
Oh, she is. Okay, so we got two. Okay, here
But
we go.
we're not in church right now, so this has
No.
nothing.
But I'm gonna take it there. So I'm gonna take it there, right? Listen to me. So in the Bible, it states, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." It didn't say she who finds a husband. It said he who finds a wife. Now, tell me what that says to you guys, because to me, it sounds like it's he finding a wife.
Ristina, are you gonna chime in? Or you?
Listen, does he have directions? How does he figure out who he going to talk to? Can I not say, I am available? You can come holler at me. I just feel like the same Bible that says he that finds a good thing, that finds a wife finds a good thing, also says that I can have the desires of my heart and that faith without works is dead. And so I got to put in work to be found, right? Like I have to be doing a whole lot of things. So I think it's like, if I say I am available, you could still say you found me. We happen to be in the same grocery store together, so you found me, sure. But I can do the things I want to do. I can approach you and make it clear. Everyone has this fear of rejection, but some of us, we have to like get over that enough to say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I am interested in you. I'm not proposing to you. I'm just saying I'm interested. Let's get to know each other.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was going to say, to piggyback off of what she just said, I completely agree because basically, so for example, with my current partner and I, whatever, like I made him know, I let it be known like, hey, listen, I want you, but I'm not about to sit here and waste a lot of time. And I'm not going to chase you. Like I'll wait on you a little bit, but I'm just going to let you know I like you and want you. Here we are. And I literally had to wait on him to really understand who I was and what I wanted and really figure out what he wanted as well. And then made him do like the rest of the chasing, I guess, or whatever. Because I feel like women, we can like let it be known, right? We can put it out there just like, is it Christina or Ristina?
Ristina.
Ristina, okay. Just like Ristina said, like, we can make it be known, let them know, hey, want you, I'm available, here I am. But I feel like it's not always, but it's up to the guy to figure out if he wants to pursue it or not. And also do it in a way where he's not wasting anyone else's time and be clear about his intentions. And I think both parties should be super clear as well. But yeah, so that's just my little 2 cents.
Yeah.
Okay, I did. Okay.
So if we take it back to the Bible, I think after 5 years of studying this thing, I cannot go without saying this, that the Bible was written from the perspective of a man, right? So of course he's going to say he who finds. Now, if a woman or women were sitting around a table and writing uh, this text that we use, they would have said she who finds. But because it was a group of men sitting around a table who decided that this is what we will use as the Holy Writ, they said he who finds. And so I don't take it literally. And then to a second part to it is finding is not necessarily confined to physical, like I found you at a store or I found you at a park, but in conversation, I'm finding, I'm trying to, yeah, in conversation with you, I'm finding out things about you and really trying to find out if you the one for me. Because I mean, when we initially meet, and because I could tell you I have an interest in you, but that don't necessarily means that we're going to get married. That don't necessarily means we will end up in a relationship. It just means I have some kind of interest. And so finding is more than locality.
And see, that's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we also have to be clear that the Bible, it was written for a very specific point in time when women did not have the power to do a whole lot of things. And so, of course, we're going to say the man had to go find her. What was she doing? She wasn't out in the field. She wasn't doing all of these things. So it was about finding someone that I can create a legacy with, I can procreate with. And that is not the case anymore. That is not what we are focused on anymore. We are trying to build love, relationships based on love, and that will last, not just trying to secure a dowry and make sure that the firstborn son gets the next plot of land.
Yeah. What I was going to say was, after what Travis said, the risky part about that is, even if you open up yourself to that person and approach that person and say, hey, I'm interested, and just off the back, some guys, they can, they probably weren't even interested. Because you said something, they're going to be like, okay, I'll see what this is about, just because it's convenient. And then later on, you find out that this person wasn't really interested in the beginning. And now you're just left in I thought, this person liked me, but they really don't. They just was, using it because it was convenient. And go ahead, Malik.
Well, that really boils down to the character of the person.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times in situations you just can't avoid. You can only hope that people are actually being upfront with you. That's it. That's something. You take a risk. You take a risk in those situations every time you connect with somebody, no matter who it is. That's just life.
And you've not experienced the same thing, that some women don't actually want to talk to you. But just because you said hello, I'll chat with you for a little bit. I got free text messages and free nighttime minutes. Like, I can converse with you, but I'm not really interested in you. I think we have all experienced that and done that, regardless if we are male or female. Like, we have just talked to someone because we wanted some attention. So I don't think that is just strictly if a woman approaches a man. That can happen to anyone.
Okay. Another question for my guys. I don't know how you guys feel about, you being the head and the dominant role. Does it make you feel like powerless if a woman approaches you and just like take that step that you don't take? Like you just feel like, no.
No, that's actually not attractive. I mean, it's sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but it depends on how aggressive she comes. I'm like, for me, it's like, how to put it. It can't feel like I'm talking to another male when you come and approach you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of girls have this. At least nowadays, a lot of girls have this like aggressive edge. No, but if you just come and you say, hey, listen, I'm interested in you, whatever, then we could have a conversation. It's mad cute.
Okay.
I concur with what he said. Yes. Yeah, it don't make me feel any less of a man.
Deontae, nothing?
Yeah, same here. It don't make me feel any less. I mean, like he said, I mean, in some ways it's actually attractive, you know, depending on the situation of how she approaches me.
Okay. So this brings me to my next point. So think about a situation. A lady approaches you, right? This is for my guys. A lady approaches you, and that's her initiating basically the start of you guys talking. And say you guys take it a little further and you start dating and you start like in a relationship, but you notice this girl. What if it's a sign that she's the type of person that always initiates, or always the one in charge, always, you know, like that's, you know, no?
You're saying like an alpha, she's an
Yeah,
alpha
like
woman.
like she's in charge all the time. Like this is what I do. It might be a sign. You don't think it may be?
A sign of what?
That she is always in charge. Like it has to go like her way.
What's wrong with, well, I mean, what's wrong with a woman being in charge?
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
No, I mean in charge of it, like she, I don't know how to say it. Like she's the dominant one.
Okay. I mean, it to me with that, I mean, I guess it depends on the type of man you are. You know, I mean, you know, it's not all men are alpha, not all men are dominant. You know, I like, at least in certain situations. Let me not say that they're not all dominant at all times, but it just depends on the certain situations. Like in certain situations, I wouldn't mind my woman taking control of certain situations, but I know at the end of the day, I'm going to control the other situations that, you know, she may not feel she can be dominant in. So, I mean, I guess with that, it just depends on the type of man she's approaching.
I mean, to pick up on what he was saying, it really boiled down to the fact that if you were mine, if you really are mine, you wouldn't be intimidated by a woman, you know, being dominant, because at the end of the day, it don't make you feel like you have to put yourself in the shed because she's being dominant. It's just two dominant people in a relationship. It's a power relationship, you know what I mean? You a power couple. Isn't that what everybody wants?
That's where that compromise coming in.
Yeah, like you said, that one power couple thing, yeah, and then compromise, right? If we both are dominating, there has to be compromise, because then we won't be happy if you want to do what you want to do, I'm trying to do what I want to do. Like there's no compatibility there. And then two, sometimes or most times, opposite attracts each other. So while the lady is more dominant, which again, nothing is wrong with a woman being dominant, the guy may be, like Deontae said, not an alpha male. So yeah, I think I'm okay with it. It's fine.
Okay, to my ladies, have you ever shot your shot, and how did it go?
My Lord. My Lord. Tell your story.
I
As a matter of fact.
So obviously it went well, but yeah.
I have. And I mean, did it work out the way I thought it would? No. But did I gain a friend out of the process? Yeah. And I have shot my shot plenty of times and it's worked. And there are times that it hasn't worked. And that's okay. Like, I am okay with saying, I have an interest in you. If you don't have an interest in me, no problem. We can move on. I'll bake cookies for somebody else.
Oh, I need your energy. I don't have it, but I need it.
We're going to teach you.
Yes, please.
You can do it. You can do it. You really can. I promise.
It's really not, I think it's just a matter of really coming out of your shell and really being confident in who you are, like I've always said before, and understanding what it is that you have to bring to the table. So like when I was single, I shot my shot a lot of times. And so specifically one person, he lived in Atlanta, and I met him here in Nashville, and I was just like, hey, listen, I know that your cousin was interested in me, but I'm interested in you. I don't really like him like that. I like you. And I remember waking up one Saturday because I want to waste someone else's time. But like, I just remember waking up one Saturday morning and we were texting and like literally joking around. He's like, yeah, you're not going to come to Atlanta. And I'm just like, I mean, I can just pack a bag and I can go right now. He's like, real? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, cool. And I'm like, send me the address. I'll be there. And literally went that Saturday and stayed the whole weekend or whatever. And so it was just kind of like a matter of just being like assertive and like just not too assertive to where the point where the guy's like, you're coming off way too strong, but to a point where it's like you're actually going to do what you say you're going to do and showing your interest, but not to the point. I think women have this fear of looking too thirsty or looking too needy, and it's not that at all. It's like, hey, I'm just proving to you I really like you, because we kind of make men do that too, right? Like we're like, hey, prove to me that you like me, prove to me that you actually want me. And then when they do it, then they're like, all right, here's my proof. But then when we do it, it's like, whoa, woman, get off me or whatever. So I think that is, and I mean, it went well, but that wasn't the person that I ultimately wanted anyway. But just to show like how far it can go once you do insert yourself and assert yourself and be bold in who you want and what you're wanting and what your ask is. And that goes for any perspective or any part of your life. So yeah.
I just want to build off of that idea of knowing what you bring to the table. I think that guys always, some guys are always like, oh, she's just a gold digger. She wants me for what I have. But when I show up to the table, let's be clear that I have already worked an entire career, that I have a retirement and a 401k, and I have stocks, I have a car, job, and a place to live. Like, I got stuff. So if we are judging off of that, like, I don't need you for all of those things. What I do want you for is the companionship, to build a life with someone. So I think it makes it very clear that I'm not just coming to this table and expecting you to provide for me. I'm not thirsty because I don't need you for those things. It would be nice to have a dual income household, but like, I don't need your income. And so I think it is perfectly, I think once you get settled into that, knowing that you have all of these things to offer, and if this person says no, that's okay. There are plenty of other people that are willing to jump in. I think that allows you to make the approach and not make it look like you're thirsty.
I have a lady ever shot her shot at you. How did that go?
Most definitely. But if I remember correctly, my last relationship, it was almost 4 years. So
Yeah, I think my longest relationship, she shot her shot, and we was in that for what, 3 years, and it worked until it didn't work anymore. But she did, and it was attractive. So yeah.
Deontae?
Yeah, yeah, I've had women shoot their shot. I mean, it didn't end well, but I mean, it didn't end bad. It's still like friendship's still there. But yeah, to answer the main question, yeah, I've had it happen.
Okay. So for my guys, what would you say is like a not over the top, but a subtle way for a lady to approach you and you don't take it the wrong way?
just come up and make conversation. It's that simple. Hey, how you doing? That's it. It's really not that hard, because I mean, when y'all look to us to approach y'all, aren't y'all just looking for a simple conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So it's the same side way.
Yeah, I think a simple conversation is cool with me. But I think we have to remember that we are all human beings, like, right? We all have feelings, and we all are afraid of rejection. And so either side, whether it's male or female, we all start simple conversations.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty open to conversations. So I mean, it's just like you come up to me and start a conversation, and it's cool. I don't really think there's no way that you can come in, any type of way, and me not feel like, oh, you're disrespecting me or anything like that. So.
Okay. Ladies, you want to chime in and say about that?
I mean, I feel like I don't know, from experience, the best way to approach anyone, male or female, is just to really be friendly, be yourself, create small talk, small conversation. Don't be a butthole or anything, because a lot of girls like to play that hard to get type scenario, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show a little attitude, and then they gonna like me. No, I think that way of thinking, like it's been taught to us by our parents and our grandparents and everything. Like this is the way that it should be. The man is supposed to chase you. The man is supposed to provide. So they're supposed to do everything, and the woman is just supposed to sit there and just wait. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not a princess. I mean, I like to think of myself as one, but I'm not a helpless princess or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just wait or wait for someone else to tell me what to do or take the lead or whatever. Because first of all, I'm pretty impatient. So it's like, what are we doing? We doing this or not? Because I don't have the time. And also too, like just learning that being nice goes a very long way, and you get to learn people more quicker with friendliness and being more open and nice and everything, as opposed to being so shut off and having this shell on you or whatever. I think that really opens the way to any potential relationships or even a blossoming friendship. It just really opens a whole lot of possibilities. And the root of it all is, like I said before, you just really have to know yourself and just once again go back to the understanding of self, because if you don't have that, then that's why it might be a little more tougher for some women to really approach people, because of that fear, that lingering fear that they haven't really acknowledged yet. And it's all based in not knowing who you are or not yet being comfortable in who you are. So yeah.
Okay. So do you guys feel like a lot of women today probably miss out on maybe a potential relationship or even a future husband because they don't say anything?
Big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. We are moving away from the model that our parents and grandparents built. Um, if you know what you want as a woman,
Mhm.
and you see him, why not go talk? Like that concept just I can't get it. If you see him and you like him, or are you interested? I take like back. If you're interested, go ahead and talk and see if there's like interest. Um, we do it all the time, and we get rejected sometimes, but we still go back and do it.
Because, like, here's the thing. Waiting for some guy, we don't wait in this world. We don't wait for anything. We are not waiting. We are not asking permission to do a whole lot of things. Like, I am not like, oh, does this job, like, I can approach this job. This job has to come to me. Like, this school has to come to me. Like, we don't do that in any other factor of life. We live in a microwave generation where we always want things and we want them quickly. So there is no way I'm about to let society tell me that I gotta sit here and wait for some man to show up. Like, am I not in control of my own life? Am I not in control of how I imagine my life to be? So if I see someone and I say, you know, that person looks interesting. Again, I'm not proposing to you. I'm just saying hello. Can we talk for a minute? That is it. That's all I want to know is, can we talk? And we can see where it goes from there. In this world where there is just so much going on. I mean, if we get on online dating, what is Tinder? What is Bumble? Like, we are swiping left and right and saying, hey, I'm interested in you. So what's the problem doing that in real life? We have lost how to connect with people, to be honest. But if I can do it on an app, you better believe I'm gonna do it in person and say, yes, I like you. I wanna come holler at you. No, I don't like you. Don't talk to me. Like, we can very easily say that. And we don't have to go all out. Like, we can just be very easy because people appreciate that. Because, like Travis said, we all got feelings and we all don't love rejection, but we have tough enough armor in life. We've been rejected from things before that we can do that.
Yeah, and back to what you were saying about the whole online dating thing, like, yeah, that is true. If you say it in that aspect, I have shot my shot in that aspect, and I just have never done it in the physical aspect.
And think about Bumble. Bumble makes women say hello first. So like, if you've done that, you've shot your shot. Like we've been there. If you've ever said hello first on Tinder, you've done it. That's it. Folks cannot respond all they want, and that happens in real life.
I will say though that in person is much more fun, because it's like a game.
Adrenaline.
Often
Yeah.
you can't hide, right? You can't hide behind a screen. You have to force yourself to make conversation, and then that person might say something stupid or like witty or whatever. You're like, okay, I kind of have to go with that because that was charming, but it was dumb, but it was cute at the same time. So like, yeah, you got my attention. Like, it's all these different emotions, and you really get to learn someone so much faster than online, because 9 times out of 10 online dating, that person, they just want that one thing, and then they're like on to the next. Like, it's nothing ever serious. You hear those cute stories like, oh my god, I met my husband of 5 years on Tinder, and I'm like, yeah, I met a douche, so it didn't work out. Like, none of those things. It's just weird, but the in-person aspect is so much more fun than online dating. So,
And you learn that they have communication skills, because folks can text all day, but you can get in front of them and they don't know how to keep a conversation to save their life. And everything that they have typed to you has been thought out. They done said it to 50 million people. But when you're in person, like, you got to roll with the punches. You got to be able to keep up. So if you can't keep up with me in person, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, we can just keep it moving. So I think our generation has really struggled with personal skills. And so we have to work harder to have in-person conversations. And this is a great way to do that.
I agree, especially with interpersonal skills. Yeah, I just think that interpersonal.
Trash.
We don't have none of that.
None. We don't want to call the doctor, so we definitely ain't trying to text nobody. Nothing.
Okay. Well, honestly, I must say, y'all have shifted my perspective a lot.
Good.
I didn't think.
Praise God.
I
Praise
didn't
God.
think, that would have happened. But basically, it is kind of true. The whole societal thing that we're made to believe that the man is supposed to do it all, and why not a woman?
I don't know. I guess my thing is about it though. I guess it's just like if women are kind of just now getting into all the type of jobs that society says men can only do this. It's women out here doing these same type of jobs. It's women being CEOs. Women are into other things, and I know that may kind of get off topic a little bit, but it's just like if women can do those type of things, they can shoot their shot, at a man.
Oh yeah, there's another aspect to this too. Is if I do approach a guy and I said, okay, hey, I'm interested in you. I want to get to know you. And he's like, I'm interested in you too. I'm going to be like, so why you wait till I said something? And
it don't matter.
It does not matter.
It don't matter.
It does
Somebody
not
had
matter.
somebody had to do it.
Someone had to
Somebody
say
had to do it.
It don't matter.
But that brings me to, okay, for me, at least my preference for a man, I want a man who knows, who puts his foot down and he knows what he wants and goes after it. And I feel like he waited for me to make that move, tells me that he isn't the type of man that just.
Maybe he wasn't waiting though. Maybe he just happened to come first.
Yeah.
To the flip side to that is, you don't think we want a woman who is confident and know what she wants?
Yeah.
Exactly. Everything you saying, we want to.
We want it too.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. His thing. I mean, he could possibly be confident too, but he could have possibly just got rejected.
Don't you feel like, okay, the whole vulnerable situation, like, you don't really know this person yet, but you kind of open up yourself to that person, being vulnerable. Like, you don't feel like that's kind of too soon?
To be honest, I think vulnerability is beautiful. I think that's something that everyone should embrace. Thank you. But no, because it's refreshing. And sorry, I'm about to yell at my dog. Stop it. Get off of me. Thank you. Stop.
He's trying to be vulnerable.
I was like, is that code for someone else?
And so, like, it's just, yeah, like I said, it's beauty in being vulnerable and just being like completely unarmed when you meet someone or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know how else to describe it except beautiful. So I think that one should be completely vulnerable, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's a difference in between being vulnerable and giving away too much information, because you don't know if that person is a serial killer either, because I watched too many murder mystery shows, and like some people out here are crazy. So you got to kind of really be careful, but at the same time, just don't be so closed off, you know, like just, yeah. So
Find that balance.
yeah, exactly.
And I think that, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ristina.
I was going to say, like, we have all experienced some form of trauma and some experience that has made us want to close ourselves off. Like, we are always walking around with that. And so if we can honor that in someone else, like, we can honor ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to take that risk and I'll be vulnerable so that they're willing to be vulnerable. I think we really, really struggle with being vulnerable, because there's so much that could happen, but there's so much good that could happen. There is so much that can be celebrated, and we're always worried about like something bad is going to happen, or this is going to pop off, or like it's going to show up on social media. Saying hello to someone, I promise you, ain't about to show up on social media. Like, it is just it and being vulnerable allows you to connect significantly faster with someone. And allows you to break down those barriers versus just being standoffish. Because if you choose to be standoffish, when is anyone ever going to approach you? If you are kind and bubbly and open, like, people see that. Like, you don't even have to say words, and people can say, oh, you know what? She looks like she's cool. Like, I can go talk to her. So it's just like a mindset of being settled and being willing to take the risk, because the reward could be so great.
I agree with Ristina. So like, to kind of build off of that, like even if I have no intention of like trying to talk to anybody, like I don't have any intention of trying to talk to anybody else anyway, but like, for example, I was at this grocery store, it's this cute little boutique grocery store, whatever, that's up here. And these guys, like, I was actually trying to check out, but they were talking about rap and whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I like this artist. And have you heard about this song? Blah, blah, blah. Like, just inserting myself into the conversation. They're like, oh yeah, you listen to this? I'm like, yeah, cool, cool, cool. And I'm like, wait, no, I'm not trying to flirt. Okay, never mind. I just need to check out. Like, let's hurry up and go real quick. And then he's like, oh, no, I just enjoyed the conversation. I'm like, okay, cool, sorry. But people love that bubbliness. Like, once they see that side of you, then they want to talk to you more. They're more eager to learn who you are. And they're more open to having a conversation with you, as opposed to a girl who's going to be like, what you want? Who you? Nah, I don't like you like that. Don't waste my time. Bye. Like,
listen, yes to that. Because I'd be at the grocery store and people walk up to me and talk to me all the time, and I'd be so mad because I'm like, what sign on my forehead says please talk to me? But they can feel that, like, I'm willing to have. Listen, you want to know about this specific wine? Sure, I'll talk to you about it. Like, I will probably talk to a head of lettuce, but like, it's just this feeling that people get about you, that your spirit is carrying out. And so they're like, oh yeah, I want to talk to her. Like, I ain't interested in you, but like, I want to talk to you. And people seek that out, and that will open up more opportunities for people, for men at least, to like come up and speak to you. If you're not wanting to go talk to them, at least have a spirit of being open to the possibility of folks walking up to you.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys for
Thank you.
speaking.
Bro, thank you for having me.
No problem.
Later. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye.